parties have super valid points. Both parties are not wrong, but both parties are failing to communicate appropriately. And so if this happens in your agency, you really need to stop and break it down. Hey everybody, so in this 3-minute video, I'm going to kind of dive deeper into the blog of competing priorities for producers and account managers. And so this one's kind of personal for me, I think, because I often see this friction between account managers and producers. And a lot of it just comes from not being able to stand in each other's shoes. I want to break it down to like the story of two parties, right? Producers, you're out trying to get this business. You've been working some of these accounts for 2 years to be able to quote them. Or you go to an account and they're not happy and they're shopping and you're frustrated because you really need this scenario. So what ends up happening is you bring in a piece of business and you're psyched about it. And you want it to be done right now. And sometimes it's a little bit of a Hail Mary, right? Sometimes it's maybe a bit more of a stretch as far as what should be happening, but you need it. It's important to you and you've maybe overpromised. And then you come into account manager land and you hear like, well, what? I'm busy. How can I get that? I don't know if I can do this. And you start hearing blocks. And so that gets really frustrating. Right? Then we're going to go into account manager land. You show up today, you've got a whole overdue plate. In fact, you didn't get to stuff yesterday. You're trying to work renewals. You're trying to work some of the owner's leads that you're quoting. You're trying to get on top of the producers and the underwriters aren't getting back to you. It just seems like everything's super hard and every day you're just putting out fires all day long and you can't get to the actual work. And so then what sometimes happens is, the producer walks in all excited, jubilant, like happy, beaming, in fact, because they brought in a new lead and it's got a little hair on it and it needs to be done right now. And our initial reaction is, what the heck? Like, I don't have time for this. How am I going to get the biggest renewal out the door and this? And I'm waiting on this. And the underwriter just told me a claim's not being covered and I'm losing my mind. And you want me to quote E&S line, a bar that does bear fighting. Stop it, right? Both parties have super valid points. Both parties are not wrong, but both parties are failing to communicate appropriately. And so if this happens in your agency, you really need to stop and break it down. This could be something as simple as, hey, you know what I really need to do is understand this risk. I understand what's going on. I can go to 2 markets. When do you need this by? Here's my other priorities. Tell me, what do you think? I might be able to move something around, but I could use your help with the priorities. Now that changes everything and it feels a lot nicer. The idea is you want to get the job done. Right? And producers, if you're going out in meetings, you might just want to give the account manager heads up. I think I'm going to get everything I need to quote XYZ. It's coming in this week. That's on their radar screen versus the, hello, I need this right now. Help me. So think of it from that perspective. There's a lot to be said for good, honest, open communication.